When the wind blows, the people of Varzaneh wait new signs of the ancient city to appear. An old city buried under the sandhills in the western corners of the Gavkhuni lagoon. They say, under these flowing sands, there lays a buried city, a city mentioned in ancient writings, a city which re-emerges again when the wind blows, the city of Saba. Varzaneh is a suburb of Banrud in Isfahan province, near the Gavkhuni lagoon, of sand and wind and white veils. They call Varzaneh the gem of eastern Isfahan because of its abundant ancient treasures. Varzaneh is the capital of Banrud district. It's situated 150 kilometers southeast of the city of Isfahan. A trench used to enclose the city in ancient times, but in recent decades, the trench has been covered and is used as a street. Pigeon houses, a safe place for pigeons, safe from falcons and owls and ravens, safe from the bellowing local winds, beautiful, organized, and identical nests, all made of clay. Isfahan's pigeon houses are one of a kind with regards to their number, construction, and use. Extensive farming in the plains near Isfahan was one of the main reasons for the creation of these houses. This was the best chance that farmers had to use the droppings of birds as fertilizers for their crops. French historian Jean Chardin has mentioned the pigeon houses in his memoirs of a trip to Iran. Chardin, the famous French voyager, visited Iran in the 16th century. In his memoir, he writes, "Iran's huge pigeon houses are 6 times bigger than the biggest centers. They build these towers with bricks and cover them with plaster and lime. The interior wall of the tower has holes built to house the pigeons. Iran has the best pigeon houses in the world, and they're all built to access fertilizer." We're on our way to Isfahan, a city which takes up 6% of Iran's entire area, but to its people, it's much bigger than that. The city was called Isfahan in the Sassanid era in the 6th century. Isfahan's architecture was perfected in the Safavid era, 400 years ago. They call Isfahan a city sister of Florence, St. Petersburg, and Kuala Lumpur. From constructions still standing from the Safavid era, there remain a series of schools, markets, and motels. They are situated near Isfahan's Chahar Bagh Avenue, the world's oldest hotel. It was built during the Safavid era.
Good morning. Can I help you?
Yes, I'm checking in. I have a reservation.
Very good. What's your name?
Anderson.
Let me check it, please. From America. That's
Yes.
right? Yeah, I got it. Please take a seat for about 2-3 minutes so that I prepare the list, and then you need to sign something, all right? Please.
Thank you. This structure was commissioned by Shah Sultan Hossein Safavid, and he presented it as a gift to his mother during the era Isfahan was called half of the world. This motel was renovated and turned into a modern hotel later on. A building with a new look, but an ancient soul. There are only a few hotels around the world that are 130 or 140 years old, none of which compare to the Abbasi Hotel and its old and traditional paintings still intact. For example, the Fujian Hotel in Japan is 110 years old and is still a traditional structure. But Isfahan's Abbasi Hotel is 320 years old. The suites have been decorated in the style of the Safavid and Qajar era, but are still dreamy, beautiful, and contain an element of religion and history in them. In the middle of the yard, there are 1 or 2-story suites situated like platforms and symmetric in front of the patio, a link between outside and inside. It welcomes of guests and visitors from both inside and outside the country. In the past 40 years, more than 150 famous people have stayed in this hotel. The quiet glory of the hotel, along with its tranquil atmosphere, reminds you of the glory of Naksha Jahan Square. Naksha Jahan was commissioned by King Abbas Safavid in the 16th century AD, before Isfahan became the capital of Iran. The square replaced a smaller one which had remained from the Timuri era. In the Safavid era, the Naksha Jahan Garden was one of the biggest polo fields in the world. 2 marble walls played the role of goalposts. Facing the square is the Imam Mosque, and behind it, the entrance to the Kaysar Market. Sheikh Lotfallah is a mosque on the eastern side of the square, patient, calm, and facing the sun. A mixture of stillness and motion, colorful yet without color, in between the sky and the ground, the only mosque in Iran without a courtyard or minaret. Other ancient mosques usually have big courtyards and a minaret or more. Sheikh Lotfallah Mosque also has a dome different from others. It's not a big mosque like other mosques. In fact, it has a relatively small prayer room. But the beauty and magnificence of the prayer room is enough for you to get lost in. This mosque is the only one which has stairs right at its door front. King Abbas I had the mosque built in honor of Sheikh Lotfallah Jabal al-Meli, the Turk who traveled to Iran from Lebanon. It was built for his and his family's prayer services. The mosque's walls with such delicate designs, carry a very heavy dome. There was no choice but to build them so strong and thick, some as thick as 2 meters. The interior of the dome is designed with stars, colored in gold. Stars that somehow remind you of ivies. The light inside the mosque is astounding. Around the width of the dome, in equal distances, there are holes which have been blocked by windows from both inside and outside. The light that falls gives the design a magical, almost holy look. When the sun shines into the mosque, the shape of peacock's feathers form on the roof. In the day, the peacock's feathers are spread out, and near the evening, they come together. By controlling the light, the building's architect has been able to attract our attention to every angle of the mosque. One of the things people in Isfahan and also tourists do to entertain themselves is riding in carriages around Naqsh Jahan. The carriages are reminders of what up to 50 years ago used to be one of the main means of transportation for the people, but is now only part of a distant memory. During the reign of King Abbas the Great, a small square, which is now part of Naqsh Jahan, was expanded to its current size. Famous historic buildings such as the King's Mosque and Sheikh Lotfallah's Mosque, the Ali Ghapu Palace, and the Gaysari Gate were built around the square. Many world travelers and tourists believe that Naqsh Jahan is one of the largest squares in the world. Shardan writes of Naqsh Jahan, "There are 200 rooms around the square, all the same size and the same style. The rooms on the lower levels each consist of 2 shops, one facing the square and the other facing the market. The rooms on the upper levels have a terrace facing the square. I think Naqsh Jahan is the most beautiful square in Iran." In the northern section of the square, there sits an entrance portal with tile works, the entrance portal to the Gaysariye market. The portal was commissioned by King Abbas and designed on a similar one in the Far East. Shardan, the French traveler, writes in his memoirs, "On the 2 sides of the entrance portal to the Gaysariye, there are huge platforms. In the past, jewelers and goldsmiths used to do business on these huge platforms. Merchants are extremely respected in the Eastern world, and trading is a profession more stable than most. And the fortune of merchants is more immune to changes." This is Isfahan's pivotal bazaar and has been considered the city's beating heart since ancient times. It's a symbol of a mixture of the socio-economics, politics, culture, and religion in people's lives. And nothing disturbing this continuity. It's as if you never need to leave the long passageways. One of the famous handicrafts of Isfahan is engravings on copper. The artist focuses diligently on each piece, creating detailed designs, sometimes working more than 20 days for one work of art. I'd heard different things about the scientific activities in Iran and the progress Iranian researchers had made in nanotechnology. With the help of a friend, I went to Isfahan's Scientific Research Center. This center provides university graduates with the opportunity to expand their research and to commercialize their achievements. Isfahan's research center was established in 1983, just like any other technological center, in an effort to coordinate the activities of different scientific and technical centers, universities, and industries in the province of Isfahan. The charter of the Isfahan Research Center has the following activities as its order of work: to increase national capability in research and technology, continuing efforts in obtaining current and future needs, and increasing scientific knowledge and helping commercialize the results of research.
Okay, thank you. Nice meeting you. And
hi, nice to meet you.
Thank you, and I'll be happy to explain about our Isfahan Science and Technology Town.
Can you tell me about this industrial complex?
Yes, Isfahan Science and Technology Town is an institution to help small and medium enterprises, small and medium companies which are knowledge-based, establish their ideas and go through all the different stages of creating an innovation and establishing a new business and going to the market. So basically the main idea of this institution is to help small companies to go through all the different stages from the incubation and then post-incubation, and then finally we're going to have a science park which will host these companies and help them grow and hire more people and create a new industry in the whole country. Isfahan Science and Technology Town was established in 1993. The basic idea was created at that time, and then afterwards in about 2001 the first companies were admitted here, and right now we are hosting several incubation centers, post-incubation, pre-incubation, and at the current time we have more than 290 companies here in different stages of development. Now, if I may, I will have to go, and I'll ask my friend to take you to that office.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Bye. So what kind of work is done in this complex?
Actually, this complex is for the technology incubation in Isfahan Science and Technology Town. It has started 12 years ago in Isfahan. We have the nanotechnology group, we have biotechnology groups, we have ICT, information technology groups. That's the environmental, the talented engineer from Isfahan Science, Isfahan University of Technology, from Isfahan Technology and other universities that like to work in Isfahan. They observe by the small companies here and working on the field of the research and development. My expertise is in nanotechnology, but we are developing our patents and ideas in the field of the biotechnology, means how we improve the industry of the biotechnology with the nanotechnology.
Okay, like food and
yeah, it's
produce.
like a food and agricultural products. These products that you are seeing and something like this as well is an edible coating and is extracted from the rice and honey, chitosan, and nano-SiO2. That's
okay.
So, but these combination, what it will do, it keep the fruits and vegetables fresh longer, and it's improve the shelf life. But it goes in the industry of the post-harvesting. Means 1 liter of these used for 1 ton of citrus.
1 ton.
Yeah, it's
okay.
So the nanotechnology means it's very small, but it works very hard.
Strong.
Yeah, this one is very strong.
So everyone's concentrating really hard. What are you working on today?
Actually, this team, they are team members of the nanobioreactors. For example, Neda is the head of the team. She's 3 years she's working here, and she's graduated from Isfahan University of Technology in the field of the chemistry. I think better you talk to her, so easy you can get the first-hand information.
Hi, Neda.
Hi,
I'm Paige. Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too.
So can you tell me a little bit about what you're working on here?
We are working in agriculture field, and especially in this project, I'm working in an NMBR. It's a nanobiomembrane reactor that we produce compost, compost and liquid fertilizer.
So what is your plan for the future as a woman in Iran in the field of science?
I have a lot of dream in this science. I like to progress in my field, chemistry, and also agriculture. I think agriculture is first field to work in Iran and other country. And maybe I'll study PhD. And after that, maybe I like to be a manager.
Thank you for your time. It was really nice to meet you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Nice to meet you too. Glad to see you.
Isfahan's exotic night, with colors and lights and the stars. You can't help but love it. Man-made wonders under the darkness of the night. It's as if it suddenly becomes difficult to tell the sky and the earth apart. A place you can only feel and watch. A place that cannot be reached and is always on the go. Chardin said, "I am obliged to write this, to say that when you walk around in this city, you can't help but to fall in love. Looking at the different aspects of the city makes your heart beat and you lose control. I'm sure the climate has something to do with the fun-loving nature of the people here.